gonna show the whole world what we're all about. We the girls with a passion for fashion. Ooh, Brats, you'll always be there for each other.
Ah yes, Bratz, Mattel's #1 public enemy back in the early 2000s. Released in 2001, featuring Yasmin, Chloe, Jade, and Sasha, they provided the spice that Barbie so desperately lacked. With their multi-ethnic backgrounds and bold fashion choices, Bratz began taking over the doll market. And of course, Mattel could not just sit back and watch. This eventually led to the creation of My Scene, which I discussed in my previous video, so go check it out if you want to hear more about it. Hello everyone, it's Ploopy. To those who are watching me for the first time, I have a series where I review Flash games. In my last one, I replayed the My Scene games, and because I'm a little messy and I like a little drama, I decided that I would play the Bratz games next and see how they compare. Spoilers alert, a lot of the games were a hit or miss, but I want you guys to form your own opinions, so let's get into it. First up, we have Bratz Makeover game. I found this one a little similar to the Barbie Makeover Studio. Not only are the names practically the same, but so is the concept. However, I have a sneaking suspicion that it is MGA who copied this time. Through some doll sleuthing, I discovered that this game was used to promote their Bratz Magic Hair Salon line, which was released in 2007. Now, the Barbie Makeover Studio features Barbie in the original version, and we know that it isn't until 2006 where she is replaced with Kennedy. Through deductive reasoning, I've come to the conclusion that Barbie Makeover Studio came first. But if any of you guys have more information, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Now, with that side tangent out of the way, let's talk about the actual gameplay. So you have the option to style their hair, makeup, nails, and torso. Initially, I thought the only thing you could do with their hair was to wash it, and it isn't until the end that I realized you could also style it, which is why Yasmin is the only one with a hairdo. For the most part, I really like the makeup options as well as the nail options. I didn't care for the torso all that much, though if I did spend some more time on the decorations, I could probably create a new design for their outfits. I would give this game a solid 8 out of 10. Next up is Bratz Making Up. Unlike the previous Bratz game, this one had way less customization. I didn't really like a lot of the choices either, especially the blush. Half of the colors looked so ashy on the girls, it was just yuck. And there were very limited hairdos. The eyeshadow palette was alright, the colors worked, but they didn't really wow or amaze me all that much. Since this game had very little options and half of them didn't even look all that good, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. Bratz Model Makeover. The overall game design had a very similar feel to the previous one. There were very limited options once again, and I felt like the clothing articles had a lot of potential individually. However, when put together, it felt very cluttered and uncohesive. Of course, I was still able to come up with some combos, but I just wish that there were more pieces and options. I think it would have been better if this was combined with the Bratz Making Up rather than as an individual game. Like after you create their makeup look, you can dress them up. For this one, I rated a 4 out of 10 only because I like the fact that you could customize the magazine at the end. Bratz Model Behavior. This one is a scene creator, but the overall feel is still very similar to the previous two. As you can see, you can choose which girls to add, the lighting you want, and finally the background. I was a bit shocked that most of the backgrounds were mainly graphics and not an actual scene, and additionally the girls only came in one pose, one outfit. There was not much going on in this game, and you can clearly tell that MGA didn't put a lot of effort into these 3 games. However, at the end of the day, it's their brand and their call, I suppose. I give this one a 3 out of 10 as well. Bratz Outfit Designer. Okay, this one was just straight up terrible. First off, I could only dress up Chloe, which is fine, I guess. That wasn't a huge deal breaker. The issue is, for the tops and bottoms, there were like 3 options with 3 or 4 colors, and out of the available colors, only the red was acceptable. For the shoes, there were even less options, with only 2 choices. Additionally, there were no differences between the shoes other than the fact that they were varying heights. At least the blue for the shoes was not a horrendous saturated blue. 1 out of 10 next. Bratz fashion designer. Unlike the past few games I played thus far, this one was the most fun. For this one, you can toggle through the different tops, bottoms, shoes, etc. What's really nice is that for some of the clothing you can alter it. There is also a good range of colors that you can choose from along with some textures. I like the fact that you can color each part of the clothing accessory individually. As a result, you can fine-tune the outfit to your liking. Of course, I do have a little critique. A lot of the colors weren't my cup of tea due to how vibrant they were. I would have loved to see more neutral colors or softer colors. Other than that, I have no more complaints. This one is definitely a 9 out of 10. Bratz Fabulous Diamonds Big Night Out. I also enjoyed this game due to the fact that there were multiple components to it. In it, you get to choose which girl you want to dress up, of course. Then, instead of heading straight over to the dress-up section, it gives you the option to play a mini-game for points. The mini-game was basically a matching tile game. Once you earned your points, you can spend it on bedazzling your brats. There's a lot of replayability in this one, and the outfit choices were honestly eating for once. I would totally wear the jeans 100%. I'm going to have to give the Bratz Fabulous Diamonds Big Night Out a 9.5 out of 10. Getting ready. So this game revolves around the Bratz Kids franchise that I didn't even know existed. It was only until I played this game that I became aware of it. Once again, you choose your character and the goal is to memorize their outfit. Then you have to search their room for each piece. If you don't remember their outfits, it gives you 3 hints. You guys may not know this, but I absolutely suck at hidden object games. Toppled with a timer, I was done for. But I didn't find this game too difficult. It was alright. I was able to find the full outfit for Jade. However, for the other girls, I couldn't find their shoe no matter how hard I looked. I will forever have a grudge against those pink flip-flops. Like, I literally looked everywhere and they were nowhere to be seen. I don't know where they are, but they were not in the room with us. Also, sometimes when I clicked on objects, nothing would happen. That was very frustrating for me, so I'm gonna have to give this one a 6 out of 10. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. Bratz Fashion Pixies Party. Now this one was a doozy, mainly because I did not know what to do at first. When I did finally figure out the objective and controls, I sucked ass. I don't know what I would call these type of games, like maybe arcade games. Either way, I performed horribly on this one. It was a fun game overall. I think if I spent more time on it, I could have finished it. But I legit spent about 20 minutes on the first level. And that is high-key embarrassing for me because why am I failing a simple kids game? Since it was a little challenging for me, I'd rate it a 8 out of 10. Bratz Baby's Mall Crawl. Ooh, this one was my go-to game as a kid. I don't recall what website I played these on exactly, but it was one of the many girly flash websites that were out there at the time. Unlike the previous one, I actually managed to beat this one. It was simple in concept, but there was still a challenge there. I honestly rather have a game that has some sort of difficulty to it than be too easy. I just wish that they used the other song for this one. It got very annoying very quickly, but that's just me being picky. Overall, it's a 7 out of 10. Lastly is Bratz Baby's Ponies Style and Show. This is another childhood classic. In it, you can choose one of the 4 horses presented. I chose Bonita, of course, and I made sure she lived up to her name. I liked the styling options, and there are also no limitations on where you could place the accessories. So I turned the hair clips into bracelets. At the end, you get to choose the stage and music. After I chose my music, I thought they would throw in an extra little performance in there, but they didn't, which is fine, I guess. Of course, Bonita won because she's just that girl. For this game, it's a 7 out of 10. So that was all the Bratz Flash games I played. I know there were way more, but they didn't really entice me, and I'm not going to put myself through something that I know I won't enjoy. So, for the sake of my sanity and yours, I limited it to these 10. However, if you did play other Bratz Flash games, let me know your experience with them, and also feel free to share your opinions on the games I did play because there was definitely some bias in my rating. And also, one more thing for those who've been watching me, I'm so sorry for the lack of uploads recently. I actually acquired a job on top of dealing with school, unfortunately, so I've been rather busy. You guys may not be too interested in it, so I won't go into too much detail other than I am working in the fashion industry right now, and I sort of manifested it and became the characters that I cover on this channel. Low-key, I did not expect my career to turn out this way, but I'm not hating on it. And maybe when I settle into my position more, I can give you guys a sneak peek if you're interested, but no guarantees. And I guess with that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it won't be too long, but until then, ta-ta!